Hello once again. Today I would like to speak to the people who are following me about the bankruptcy of Islam and what it will entail and how to prepare for that. Coming from a Muslim background, probably I have the mindset, if you will. I know how the event will unfold, not 100%, but once you know the mentality of a person, how he or she thinks, pretty much you can determine what will happen from that person. Okay, before starting, there was a very good question. It says, it starts by a comment. It says, people with Muhammad and the people who were with him, they were a bunch of bandits and thieves. He and his followers, and also the people who are following Muhammad today until the year 2018, they are doing the very same thing like ISIS, what we see them doing in Iraq, Syria, even in Somalia, practically looting. And that is true. When Islam started, it was about looting. How much we can loot from the neighboring villages, and later on it became the neighboring countries, and then later on, or today, they want loot all the wealth of the world and control the world. However, at the end, he asks a question and he says, are these people of Satan or of God? And that is a very, very difficult question. It might sound simple, but actually it is a very complicated question and very difficult to answer. However, I'm going to try to answer it according to my knowledge in the beginning here, so I hope my answer can satisfy him and his question. I really don't think any human being can stand up and say, I am totally clear or free of evil thoughts. And therefore, that includes Muhammad and the Muslims, his followers. I believe this is expressed more in the Jewish Christian heritage, the concept of everybody is a sinner, everybody inherited a sin from Adam and Eve, from their disobedience or whatever it may have been. Whether you are religious or not, it doesn't make any difference. Reality is, whether you're religious or not religious, no human being can say, I am 100% clean and clear of any evil doing. So in my opinion, even though I really fight Islam, not the Muslims, I fight the ideology of Islam as an ideology, but as human being, we should really be careful that we don't become so self-righteous in a way and yeah, we could accuse others of everything, all of their mistakes. But again, I can't say I'm 100% free of these mistakes. The problem is the Muslims are doing it with supporting ideology. And when you try to justify murder, looting, destruction with a religious ideology, that becomes so dangerous. But are there people in Christian nations who steal? Yes. Are there people in Christian nations who murder people? Yes. How about in Jewish religion? Are there people in Israel and of the Jewish faith who steal? Yes. Do they murder? Yes. What about Buddhism? What about non-religious people? We all do these things, but it varies from one person to another, the level. It depends on your conscience. The problem is Islam, it kills the conscience of a human being. That's the main issue. Quran and the teaching of Muhammad is always trying to make the conscience of a human being numb and unclear, so the person will go willingly and with enthusiasm to kill another human being, feeling he is doing a favor to that person, or robbing him of his wealth, or taking his wife, claiming his wife to be his concubine. All these things under the teaching of Muhammad, the ideology is very evil. So what we need to focus more on is this evil ideology, not the mistakes of others, because if you look at any group of people, regardless, they make mistakes. But mistakes is one thing, and organized religion that it teaches that this is okay to do, this is the most dangerous thing. I hope I answered your question. Now let's move to the bankruptcy of Islam. I get so many people in Arabic and in English, because I make the same videos in Arabic, pretty much similar. Instead of asking themselves, did really Muhammad do these evil things? They come to attack me without any knowledge, without knowing anything, and say, I heard so many things. You're a liar. Muhammad was a holy man. Why do you attack the Muslims or Islam? I'm not attacking the Muslim, I'm attacking the ideology. I'm attacking the ideology of Islam. It's evil ideology. Alright? So instead of examining, okay, I said Muhammad, for example, one of my videos, he raped a woman. Her name is Safiya bint Huyay. Instead of investigating, reading and studying and come up with a conclusion for themselves to see whether really my claim is, I'm making a false claim or my claim is correct, they come and attack me and call me names and tell me that I'm a liar. Have you checked? Go to YouTube, read. Okay? But that leads me to one thing. When your only defense is to attack by calling people names, automatically you are a bankrupt person. Ideologically, you are bankrupt. That means, like it or not, you are on your way out, even if you keep fighting this way, because you have no foundation and no position to stand. Just calling a person a liar without examining the situation will not take you anywhere. Okay? So please, before calling me names and before attacking and before suggesting even what I should do, because some people suggest to me what to do, instead of doing that and suggesting to me, I'm suggesting to you, go and check first whether what I say is true or not. That's it. If it's true, the question is, what do you want to do about it? I spoke about the rape of Safiya bint Huyay by Muhammad. This is a dangerous claim. This is a very dangerous claim. If I'm lying, I should actually be presented before a court because I'm making a false claim. I should be taken to court because this is slander. I'm destroying somebody's reputation. But I'm not. And the question you should ask yourself, is my claim true? I'm not saying take my word. Go and study, examine, and then if I'm lying, come and curse me or call me names. Right? That shows me if you do not, if Muslim people keep attacking out of ignorance, that tells me your end is coming even sooner than what you think. At least if you examine, you may try to correct the religion. If it has anything good, you stick to the good and say, we will get rid of all this garbage, the rest. Why do you think at this time, 2018, the King of Saudi Arabia and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia suddenly deciding to check the saying of Muhammad, the hadith, because there is a lot of garbage in it. If it was all good, why should you re-examine it? Why would you remove something good from a book? Okay? There is a reason. And they know it. The thinkers of Saudi Arabia, they know it. What they are trying to do now is to delay what's coming. But it's coming. It is coming. Right? Now, the question is how, especially for the West and for everybody, how to prepare ourselves for this coming bankruptcy of Islam. Normally, if you're slaughtering a cow, the cow or the big animal, as it is dying, they kick and they move violently, and they can hurt people in the process. This when they are dying, when they are bleeding their last blood, as they are giving the last breath, they kick and they hurt whatever that is on their way. That is the situation of Islam. Islam has been slaughtered and the blood has been drained, and it's in the last breath. Okay, the preparation is not to let this dead body sit around, because it will make bad smell and it will infect many people with disease. We have to prepare I made a video about the burial of Islam. We have to bury this dead corpse. Not 6 feet underground, probably 600 feet underground. Okay? With that, Islam giving the last breath, there will be an upheaval. And if we know the deep state letting many Muslims invade Europe under the premises that they're refugees, and they know very, very well, that many of these people are fighters. Why then they let them into Europe? The reason is the deep state need these people because they're willing to die. And if Europe rises up against tyranny, guess who is going to be the tools to stand against the European hired by the deep state? Who is willing to die? It is the Muslims. So these are sleeper cells, cancer cells. The deep state let it into Europe. So when they need them, they will be the tool to destroy any movement to try to claim freedom again. Islam is a tyrannical rules, so it is with the deep state. The deep state want to keep people under their own tyranny. In America where I live, it's a bit different. And the reason is the founding fathers of America, when they established this nation, they knew of the deep state. And to protect the public, the people are allowed to keep and bear arms all the time. The deep state don't like that very much. They don't like that at all. Why? Because you can resist. They don't want resistance. That's why all tyrannical government, they make sure to take away any kind of weapons out of the hands of the people. So my advice to you, in Europe especially, there are countries in Europe, especially Eastern European countries, they have the right to bear arms. However, Western Europe the deep state managed to disarm them completely and totally. Britain, France, Germany, they can't protect themselves. Some people, especially here in America, they think that these arms, because the American people like hunting. Yes, they like hunting, that's true. But the arms, the guns, are not necessarily just for hunting. The guns is to protect yourself, number one, from what? From tyranny, from the government. And this what? The deep state is colluding with the Muslims and the Muslim cells to let them into Europe so that they can keep you, they can arm, as they did in Venezuela, they can arm their people, the Muslims, and they keep the European empty-handed so that they can crush Europe. This is what happened in Venezuela, and this actually happened in all of the communist nations that were taken by communism. They disarmed the public, and only the Communist Party guys, they carry weapons. So nobody can tell them what to do. They are the ones who tells everybody what to do. So to prepare, I suggest, especially for Western Europe, to push, starting now, to push for citizens to have the right to bear and keep arms. Free people should be able to protect yourself, because if a person attacks you, probably by the time the police comes, you're already dead. But if you have a weapon on you, if you have a gun on you, you have a better chance of surviving. This is the best preparation. First preparation is to learn how to use weapons to keep peace, and to push to be for a law to allow responsible citizen, to carry weapons on them, to carry your gun with you, especially women, because women are they are weaker. Physically, they are weaker. A woman's structure is not like a man. So a woman can easily be a target, and she can be taken as a hostage, and they can ask for a ransom, or she can be raped. There are so many things. So especially women, they should learn how to use guns, and they should carry one with them. With that, the deep state will not very happy to learn that people are pushing for that, but we have no choice now. The end Muslim is going to use anything, that those who are brainwashed in Islam, they are going to use any mean to keep control. And the deep state are happy to have the Muslim keep the control, because the deep state will be the head and tell these idiots how to control the public, and they will be the puppets. We don't want that. So the best thing is to have yourself ready. It's not going to be a pretty picture, I'm sorry, but at least we have a survivor. We have a chance to survive if we are to fight. Thank you very much. Have a good day.